6 is the barbell bench press.
All right, I don't even have to watch the rest of this. We all know barbell bench press is overrated. You're asking your bro, hey
Bro, it's chest day. What are we hitting?
barbell bench press, barbell bench press, barbell bench press. If you're a guy... Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to be going over a video by Dr. Mike Israetel and Jared Feather where they list if a chest exercise is overrated or underrated. So I'm going to be giving you my opinion whether I think these exercises are overrated or underrated. So let's get right into it.
3, 2, 1, big chest. Number 1. The pec fly machine. Not the pec deck, but the one where you have the handles and it goes like this. What do you say, Jared?
I say highly overrated.
Overrated.
Absolutely.
I say also overrated, but maybe not highly. Why do you think? Give me your logic.
Cable systems exist, free motion, and it's just something that is in kind of every one of those hardcore bodybuilding videos you see. Every bodybuilder puts it in their program.
Jared Feather is going overrated. I would probably have to say fairly rated. I don't think that many people, I don't really see that many people put this on chest day, in my opinion, actually. I think most people, to be honest, just stick to pressing movements. I very rarely see anyone go to flies, if I've got to be honest. Maybe that's just the gym where I'm at. I know online a lot more people are definitely using flies, and definitely I will say that many top bodybuilders do that, but I do think it's a great exercise, but I don't think it's overused. I'm going fairly rated. He's saying overrated, but to each our own.
Yeah.
So that's why I call it overrated. There are just better things, especially ways you can place the cable systems that emphasize the stretch a little better.
If I had to pick one to do for the rest of my life myself anyway, I would definitely choose the cables too. But I can see a case for if, someone's short on time or they don't want to wheel a bench into the cable machine and stuff like that. I do think that this is a fine exercise that does get the job done, and it can save you some time in the setup. Maybe you're feeling lazy, you don't even want to be there. So I think it's fairly rated. They're saying overrated, but I'm going fair on it.
And for exercise number 2, we have put on the list the incline dumbbell press. What say you, Dr. Mike?
It is overrated.
Damn it. I was going to say overrated.
And yes, I agree 110%. Incline dumbbell press, highly overrated exercise, especially the way people do it, and I do believe they discussed this in the video, but most people, when they do incline dumbbell press anyway, they don't bring the dumbbells low enough. They stop really short of that full stretch. If you've ever seen me do an incline dumbbell press, you know that because I like the incline dumbbell press anyway more than a barbell, because you get that extra range of motion. You can go so freaking deep and have your arms go past your chest, but the problem is that nobody does it like that, and there's still kind of this bro thing where it's like, oh yeah, I lift the 100-pound dumbbells. But realistically, if you're using really good form and you're using slow eccentric pauses and all that stuff, and you're natural, very, very rare you'll actually need the incline dumbbells. And I do believe Mike Israetel anyway, when this was a long time ago, but don't quote me on this, when he did his gym tour video, he even said he rarely touches the 100-pound dumbbells.
All the way from 5 to, 100 pounds? I don't barely ever mess with that because I use full ramen pauses, so I hardly ever need the heavy dumbbells.
And he's jacked, he's freaking massive, and he, on steroids, rarely touches the 100-pound dumbbells because he uses good form, pauses, and gets really deep. So if you do it the way you should, and you get really deep, slow eccentric, all that, I think incline dumbbell press is great, but for the most part, people don't do that. They're ego lifting, so this exercise is way overrated.
What's the incline dumbbell press in there?
Incline dumbbell press?
Yeah.
I'm like, why? Why? Tell me why.
It's pretty much because of the ego shit. Again, though, if you do it the right way. So I think, anyway, the way most people do it, highly overrated. If you do it the way I do it and the way you should be doing it, then I think it's highly underrated, because then I think it's a great exercise. But if you do it the standard way, way overrated, man.
Number 3, the low incline cambered bar bench press. It's not even rated.
Right.
By
It's
most
not rated.
people.
Yeah. It's so, which makes it highly underrated, because it's one of the
Highly underrated.
best exercises you could possibly do for a loaded stretch.
It automatically puts you into the position of the best possible dumbbell press incline, but with a more stable implement.
Yes, sir. Cambered bar, low incline bench press. So freaking underrated. And that's because literally no one does it. Cambered bars are pretty rare. Like, I really don't see gyms. Like, you never really go to a gym. You don't really see that. So no one's really doing this exercise. But if you do have a bar like that, I would highly recommend it. You get all the benefits of, using the dumbbells, because you get to go past your chest, but you get that added, benefit, I guess, or that variation of it being a barbell, which I think is freaking great. Although I have been favoring the incline dumbbell press lately. I've kind of been doing like a stint on that. I'm definitely going to start adding in some low incline cambered bar press back into my workout routine real soon. So definitely give that exercise a try if you haven't already.
Number 4, we are going with dips. Just traditional dips on a dip station.
I'm going to do something catty. Overrated.
All right. I'm going underrated.
You're going underrated.
Yeah.
There are certain people who get very passionate
Oh, yeah, I know.
and detach themselves to one vibe of training.
Yeah, and that way of training that Mike is talking about is pretty much ego lifting and stuff like that. So I'm also gonna have to disagree with Jared Feather. I also think dips are overrated for the most part, because most of the time when people do dips, they grab a weight belt and they add like 445s on, and they use partial range of motion. They're not using a slow eccentric. They're ego lifting all the time. So in that sense, it is overrated. But if you do dips the better and proper way, then I would say underrated. But for the most part, most people do this exercise terribly, and they don't get past parallel, so they don't get a big stretch on the chest. And if for some people anyway, it can probably cause shoulder issues. I think for the most part, for most people, I think there are better exercises, but if you do it right, then I think it is really good. But for the most part, overrated.
Exercise number 5 is the deficit push-up, where you put some kind of padding or some kind of elevation and you put it around your shoulder width area and you do a push-up way into the depths. Jared, overrated or underrated?
It's underrated, Mike, because you're a 250-pound bodybuilder, and I tell you get on the floor and do some push-ups. And what's your response?
Sir, yes, sir.
Deficit push-ups, definitely underrated, but I do have to say the reason they are great, they are amazing if you do them in a deficit like that, but I have to say, I feel for most people, it's more fun anyway to like lift weights. I feel like it's not as fun for me anyway to do body weight exercises. I kind of like the feeling of, Arnold back in the day, pumping iron. You're moving iron, moving at like external load. I kind of just like that feeling.
Damn! Yeah.
And the deficit push-up, you can, load a weight vest or shit like that, but then you might be ego lifting and shit. So it is great. If you do it, it is amazing. I very rarely see people do it, and for that reason, it is underrated. I just think for an enjoyment factor for most people, they're probably going to enjoy, let's be honest, a bench press or a dumbbell press more. So I think it can garner very similar, if not better, results are around the same, to be honest. I mean, with that deficit, you are getting a lot more ROM. So definitely a very good exercise to try, but make sure you like the exercise. So for me, I don't really like it, so I don't really do it a whole lot, but definitely, if you do like it, that will blow up your chest.
Number 6 is the barbell bench press.
All right, I don't even have to watch the rest of this. We all know barbell bench press is overrated. You're asking your bro, hey,
Bro, it's chest day. What are we hitting?
barbell bench press, barbell bench press, barbell bench press. If you're a guy in the gym, you're definitely doing barbell bench press on chest day. It's like the standard cookie cutter. We're all doing barbell freaking bench press. So it is a great chest builder, but literally everyone does it, so it's overrated. Not that it's not going to grow your chest. It definitely is, but if you don't bench, there are better exercises in my opinion, so definitely overrated.
What do you think, Mike? Dr. Mike Isertel on the barbell bench press.
Underrated in today's climate. Underrated.
Oh,
Underrated.
You've changed my mind.
No way.
With today's
But
climate.
you can see it, right?
Today's climate.
Today's climate.
Yeah, absolutely.
And plot twist of the video, Mike thinks in today's climate, this thing is underrated. Are you crazy? Everyone is doing barbell bench press. Let's really think about this right now. Every single guy, if you don't, I feel like they do it because it's fun, but also because they get to ego lift. And let's be honest, when you go to the gym, or if someone asks me, hey bro, do you work out? And I say yes, do you know what's the first thing they say after that? What's your bench? What's your bench? What's your bench? It's all about what's your bench. So definitely overrated for me, but plot twist of the video, Mike's gonna disagree, but I'm saying it's definitely overrated. Let me know in the comments down below, overrated or underrated.
Exercise number 7 is the decline, which is close to body, standing vertical, cable crossover. So cross over one side, cross over the other side, and it's supposed to get those middle pec fibers or something. Jared, overrated or underrated?
This one, similar to the first exercise, is just very overrated. I'm not exactly sure what you think you're getting with that last little crossover.
Definitely would also have to go overrated on the decline. I would say even like not crossing over like this, just the decline cable fly in general for me is overrated. When I think about training chest, I'm always about the upper pecs anyway. I mean, for my physique anyway, that's definitely the weakest part of my chest, I guess. And I always think that you don't really need to bias the lower pecs that much. That's also kind of my beef with dips, is it very much so biases the lower pecs. And I really just think for most people, especially if you do a flat bench press and you have an arch in your back, you're already kind of biasing the lower pecs with that arch. So I really feel like for the majority of people, instead of doing like a decline cable fly, they'd be much better doing it like straight on or coming from low to high to get the upper pecs more involved. And doing that little crossover at the end is really going to emphasize that peak contraction, which is really not all that important for muscle growth. I know a lot of guys back in the day used to be like, oh, you're shaping the muscle with the flies and, crossing over. We know that's bullshit, but I'm saying overrated. You don't have to do that, and I would definitely bias the upper pecs a lot more than the lower ones, so I'm going overrated.
The last exercise on the list here is do you want to go hammer strength?
Hammer press.
Hammer
'Cause
press.
A lot of people make this kind of thing.
True.
But they
That's why-
invented it, and yeah.
So the hammer press, the plate loaded hammer press that you see everybody do.
Insanely overrated.
100%. That's the resistance profile. It's backwards.
It's backwards, you guys.
Yeah, those hammer press machines also overrated. The resistance path, like he said, is literally the complete opposite of what you want. Now, I definitely think that it's a little bit safer than like a bench press anyway, because it's that machine, but the resistance profile is heavily biasing the contraction and not the stretch, which is backwards to how you want it. So I would also say overrated, and I would also say there are far better exercises than that.
The hammer strength chest press is just not one of those pieces.
I would always like veer towards a chest press that's like a pin loaded weight stack that has more constant tension throughout the range of motion. The hammer strength chest press just isn't the one for me anyway. Now, if you like it, great, keep doing it. I just think there are slightly better exercises, but those are the exercises. So let me know if you agree with Mike, Jared, or myself. Let me know, do you think barbell, the talk of the video, is barbell bench press overrated or underrated? I'm saying way overrated, but let me know in the comments down below. And if you have enjoyed, make sure to subscribe, smash that like button, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.